What's up to all of my Cappies out there, and welcome back to Pulse of the Cosmos. Today we are going to be talking about this upcoming full moon lunar eclipse happening in your sign of Capricorn, coming up here on Saturday, July 4th or Sunday, July 5th of 2020, depending on where you are in the world. So let's get into it. This is a big eclipse, you guys, and this is happening in your first house, where there have been a series of tests, where there have been a series of challenges, where there have been a series of blockages, where there has been a lot of work, and where there has been a lot of growth, and where there has been a lot of transformation. So for you guys, your first house, this has been almost like a major personality overhaul. Really looking to get back in touch with those authentic pieces of who you are and who you truly identify with as your inner being. Getting back in touch with your first house, with your ascendant. This is your soul's mission on this planet. This is kind of rediscovering even kind of your purpose in life. There's been a lot of even darkness in this area as we have come through the end of 2017 to now. A lot of transformation and a lot of growth, like I said. So as we're kind of going through this eclipse, we're in a period of deep review as well at this area of our life. And with Saturn retrograde there, with Jupiter retrograde there, with Pluto retrograde there, we're kind of looking at the steps that we've been taking over the past few years and seeing where have we been taking steps in alignment and where do we need to change some things up. This is going to be a completion of some sorts in a lot of ways. This is going to be, I think, the completion and a lot of healing for a lot of my Capricorns out there who have been doing a lot of work to get in touch with kind of who they truly are again and to find their true self again and get in touch with their inner being. And you know, the sun will be over there in your 7th house. So this is going to be also looking a little bit as well at your relationships. And this could be a release or a completion in some sense of an attitude that you've taken towards relationships, or maybe a way in which you've identified your being completely with relationships. And that's been part of this transformation, is releasing kind of that identification of yourself with other people and instead focusing on who you are and focusing on manifesting people into your life that match your vibration in that way. But there's a definite release of some kind of blockage or some kind of restriction where you have been putting a lot of work into this area. And now, over the next 6 months of this eclipse energy, you're really going to start seeing where you've been putting in this work and where kind of, wow, okay, so this really is the growth. This really is truly identifying with me. I really am like identifying with my purpose in life. I really am moving forward from a place that's more authentic to who I truly am, and where I'm confident with myself, where I'm confident with who I am, where I'm confident in the knowledge that I'm going to attract the kind of vibrations that I put out in this world, and I've got good vibrations. So there's a lot that could be said with this full moon lunar eclipse for you guys, and I think it's going to be a very powerful completion and release of some sorts to some element of this personality transformation that is like at the end point. We're getting ready to step through into this next phase here. So let's see here. I'm going to pull from the cards for you guys and see what's going on here. You know, this is also, you know, it has very much so to do with your outlook on life. Your whole outlook on life could have changed over these times. And that outlook, that perception, you know, that dictates our reality. And, you know, this could be, you know, aligning with that outlook that's bringing in the kind of reality that you have been working so hard to create for yourself. So let's see here. All right, so the first card we pulled is the moon. So yeah, so you could be feeling a little bit emotional right now with the moon. You could be feeling a little bit emotional, kind of looking back at some of these certain areas of your life and going through some of the review and seeing some of the places that you've healed. And, you know, seeing even some of the places where you still need to make some changes. The moon, we have to be cautious with this energy that we're not getting too lost in an animalistic side and reverting too much to that part of our brain, and that we're adding some intellect into the table stable as well, but this is definitely, this could also be a card of a sense of a psychic awakening. A lot of you guys, especially with all this activity in the first house where you're coming into kind of this new, more secure identity, new, more aligned identity, this could be a psychic awakening, a psychic revelation involved with that, feeling some kind of major psychic connection. You know, this eclipse is happening in gateway signs in Cancer and Capricorn, and these are definitely connected to spirit kind of coming to this physical realm, so you could be feeling some major connectedness and psychic awakenings there. But let's see what our challenge is here. Okay, so we got the challenge and the Fool. So some of us, this could manifest in a few different ways for my Cappies out there. Some of us might be afraid to take the step off this ledge and move into these new directions. Some of us might be holding on to some sense of false security or some sort of sense of false stability, or refusing to kind of let go to some kind of attachment to a situation that's keeping you from following your intuition here with this little white dog and kind of going off the ledge and exploring these new places. And some of this for you, this could be manifesting as you're making really foolish decisions right now. Some of you might be moving into some directions or getting involved in some situations that are just downright foolish. So this could be the challenge for you right now. But let's see here. What are we pulling next? So, wow. These are a lot of major arcana cards for you guys. So this is a lot of major stuff. We pulled Death next. So this is definitely about that transformation. And, you know, Death is, in a sense, also about that decision we decide to engage with that transformation process. And I think this is the death. This is the completion of this old you, this inauthentic version of you, and the completion of a lot of the work that you've done on getting in touch with yourself and developing this level of self-awareness and getting in touch with these more authentic parts of your personality so that you can move off into these new directions that, though they might be unknown, they are feeling way more aligned and more emotionally connected and more emotionally secure in the long run. There's a lot to be said there, but I think this is definitely about you guys making the decisions to experience whatever death this is. This might be the death of a relationship. This might be the death of a certain way of thinking, the death of a certain situation in your life that is toxic for you, that you know you don't need to be involved with it anymore, that is not aligned with your authentic self. But this is definitely a step through the portal of transformation and into an entirely new place for you guys, full of adventure. So I think for a lot of my Capricorns, this is going to be moving into a beautiful space for you guys. This is going to be the completion of a lot of hard work that you've done on yourself that you see paying off extremely over these next kind of 6 months of this lunar eclipse energy. But in any case, I love you guys so much. I hope you're doing well out there, and I will be back next week.